Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon, and this week we're making a beautiful 3D unicorn cake. If you're after an easier unicorn, I made this cake last month and I'll link to that below. But for those of you who want something a bit more challenging or a bit more wow, then I designed this one for you based on a cute cartoon unicorn drawing that I found. This week's Notification Squad shout out goes to Rosie Mae Smith. For your chance at a shout out, subscribe and press the bell to turn on notifications and write done in the comments so that I know that you've done so. To make a top heavy cake like this, it has to have strong support. So you'll need a wooden cake board and a stainless steel threaded rod. Secure that to your board using 2 hex nuts, one underneath and one on top of the board. Next, we're going to make the unicorn's horn, and for that you'll need a cake pop stick, and we'll leave some of it plain so that you can stick it into the cake. Roll out a snake of black, making it skinnier at one end, and then twist that, rolling it around the cake pop stick. Once it's on, check it against the template to make sure it's the right height and shape, and you can get my 3D unicorn cake template off the howtocookthat.net website, and I'll link to that below for you. You want the front of the horn to come down a little bit at the front and be squashed a bit flat at the back so that the base of it will sit flush against the cake once we put that on. Now take some gold luster dust and brush it over the horn. Using the luster dust dry like this means if you have any left over, you can just sweep it up using your paintbrush and put it back into your container so none of it is wasted. Now for the eyeballs. Roll a ball of black and then cut it in half so you get 2 pieces that are exactly the same size. Roll each of them into a ball and double check the size using the template. For the ears, cut around the outside of the template on some white fondant and then gently press a cake pop stick into each ear and push the fondant around it on the edges so that it's secure. Cut the inside part of the ear out of some pink fondant and add that into place using a little bit of water to make it stick. The last detail we want to make ahead is the 2 front legs. And you can make all of these fondant parts up to a month ahead. Just leave them out to dry on some non-stick paper, and then once they are dry, just store them in an airtight container until you're ready to use them. Roll a cone shape of white and shape it using your template as a guide. We won't make the hoof part yet, just the 2 white legs for the front ones. So you should have your 2 legs, ears, horn and eyes all drying on non-stick paper. Bake my rich chocolate cake in 3 trays, and again all the recipe details and the amount of fondant you need and everything is all on the recipe post on howtocookthat.net. Once they are cooled, level them and cut around the cake shapes given on the template. Now these are all numbered for the body and the head layers so that you know exactly where they go. Make up a fresh batch of buttercream, and I've added vanilla bean to mine. I have a recipe page on the website with all different buttercream flavours so you can choose the flavour that you want to use. For the little body, add some simple syrup, pipe on some frosting and then top that with layer 2 and repeat that process for layer 3 and 4. Then pick up the whole body and add it onto the centre of the rod, sliding it down to the base. Put the body template in front and cut down each side to match the shape of the template. Do the same at the front and the back, and you can do that either using the template or just freehand it based on the shape that you can see there. Cover the whole body in buttercream and smooth it out, flattening the top. Add a nut and 3 cake pop sticks into the cake, and this is needed to support the unicorn's head. Without this sort of support, the little body would just collapse under the weight of the head. We're going to add a little cake board here under the first layer and then a thicker, stronger cake board above that to support the weight of the wider part of the head. Add your little cake board and put a little bit of frosting on it, and then add the head layer 1. Add a nut just above that cake and cover the cake in buttercream, and then add the thicker wooden cake board on top of that. To hold that securely into place so that it's like a cake stand, you need to add another nut on top of that on the other side of the board and then just tighten that right up. Yes, it is a bit like building. You can't make cakes that defy gravity like this, that are really top heavy, without a strong support structure. Cake is soft and it would just squash and fall over, which is not what we want. Add your cake, simple syrup and frosting and then place the next layer on top and continue to layer it up all the way to the top of the head. Place the template in front of the head and trim around the template so you get that rounded unicorn head shape. Do the same on the front and the corners so that it's rounded all the way around. Use your buttercream to cover that. It's a bit like you're colouring it in all the way around, putting it everywhere, and then spread that out using a spatula. Take a piece of acetate or any bendy piece of plastic. You could use a piece cut out of the lid of an ice cream container if you don't have acetate, and just run that up and around the unicorn head to make it smooth. Take your time with this because lumps in the buttercream will show through your fondant, so you want to make it nice and smooth all over. Decide which side is the front and drape the fondant over the head, smoothing that side first. Just lift and lower the fondant to get rid of any folds, and then just use the palm of your hand to gently smooth it out. Don't press too hard because you don't want lines from your fingers. You just want to gently smooth it, lift and lower it until you get it nice and looking really good there. At the top where it's bunched up here, just pinch it together tightly and then cut off the excess with scissors. We're going to have hair on the top of the head, so I'm not too concerned if you have any join marks there, and the same at the back. Trim off the excess around the body and then smooth the buttercream over the join. Take a rectangular piece of fondant and wrap it around the body and just smooth that into place. Use a knife to trim off the excess and just tuck it under so that it's rounded at the bottom there. Cut the mouth shape using the template and add it to the front of the head using a little bit of water to make it stick. Then roll a ball of grey and just rub that gently over the mouth area to smooth out any little bumps. Place the template over the top and mark where the two nostrils go. And then push a ball tool up into the cake to make the nostrils. If you don't have a ball tool, you could just use the rounded end of a pen base as long as you wash it really well first. Mark where your eyeballs should be and make an indent ready for the eyeball and pop it into place. Then add a dot of white to the top of each eye on one side. Roll a thick snake of grey slightly wider than the leg and cut off 2 pieces. Roll one end thinner so that it matches the leg and then add that into place using a little bit of water. Put some water on the front of the body and add the 2 front legs. Making the hoof now rather than before just makes it easier to get the foot sitting flat on the cake board because you can adjust it slightly with the leg because it's still soft. Make 2 more legs and add them, just wrapping them around the base of the body on each side. Using your template as a guide, add the ears into place where they go, one on that side and one there. It's looking cute already. Mark where the unicorn's horn should be and push it down into the head. Roll some strips of coloured fondant, getting skinnier at one end, and add them along the template for the hair. You can use whatever colours you like for your unicorn, just lie them next to each other and then wrap the first colour neatly over the top of the other 3. Add that down one side of the face, and where the hair just hangs down there, use a little bit of water to make it stick to the face and arrange it how you want it to sit. Add the hair to the other side, and again, just be a unicorn hairdresser and arrange those pieces so it looks a bit windswept rather than just hanging straight down. Make another piece for the tail, and for this piece I want you just to twist it so those colours just twist together gently, and then add that into place at the back of the cake. Now roll some more snakes of colour and add it down the back of the head to cover any joins in your fondant and make it look like a mane hanging down the back there. Now to finish it off, cover the board in melted white chocolate, one section at a time, and add sprinkles and little stars over the top of that. Now I can't cut this cake for you because I'm giving it away to a little girl for her party. Happy birthday Lily, and happy birthday to anyone else who's having their birthday this week. Subscribe to How to Cook That for more crazy sweet creations, and I'll see you on Friday.